Today we're going to discuss one of the most probably important topics that we need to talk about as Christians. Lukewarm. You ever hear that word? Like hot, cold, and lukewarm. And people relate this to water, but in our journey with Christ, we go through different phases where we might be cold, hot, or lukewarm. So we're going to talk about that today because it's really important. So if we go to Revelation chapter 3, verses 15 to 16, we have Jesus saying, "I know your deeds, that you are neither cold nor hot. I wish you were either one or the other. So because you are lukewarm, neither hot nor cold, I am about to spit you out of my mouth." All these years reading it, I would think that's kind of harsh sounding of Jesus. Like he's basically saying that cold, you're like, don't have this relationship with him. Hot, you're on fire for him, just him. And then lukewarm, but it's like the worst out of those to him. Like it's worse than cold to him. He's like saying, I wish you were either one or the other, hot or cold, not lukewarm. But because you're lukewarm, I'm about to spit you out of my mouth. And it just seemed really intense of Jesus to say that. But now I think that I realize, like, Jesus revealed this to me, that maybe what he means is like, I'm going to explain this. Basically, we're going to look at it as, I'm going to talk about how a relationship compared to it, like a marriage or something. And we're going to relate that to what Jesus is saying. So basically, first, I want to also talk about the word lukewarm. When you hear the word lukewarm, what do you think of? Like if someone accuses you, or if you're accusing someone of being a lukewarm Christian, a lot of times we might think of that as, oh, they're lukewarm. They don't go to church. It's because they don't give to the poor or anything like that, or they don't spread the gospel. All these good deeds that you're supposed to be doing and all that. And that means that you're lukewarm, right? It's about lack of works. No, I don't think that's it, because actually it might be related. Works might be intertwined in it, but I think that the root of the problem with being lukewarm, the root of lukewarmness is basically your relationship, your status of where you stand with God. And it's not just about if you're doing the works or not. It's about you and Jesus, and where you're at with him. And so basically I want to explain this as far as like a marriage. We have the cold relationship, we have the lukewarm relationship, we have the hot relationship. So I want to break it down like that. Basically, you have this marriage, and let's say it's on fire. You're like totally all in for this person. You love this person, they love you back, everything's perfect. Then we have the cold marriage, which is literally nothing, so I don't even know why it'd be a marriage, basically, and then, or not even a marriage at all, not a relationship. And then we have lukewarm. We have the lukewarm relationship that's like, basically, I think this is a good representation of like what Jesus may be talking about. So for example, I'm going to speak from my own perspective. So I think that I would rather be single forever, for example, than be in a marriage that has, like, it's not wholehearted marriage. It's like I love the person, but they don't love me that same way back. Yet we're in a relationship. Isn't that weird? Okay, I'd rather be single than that. Okay, I think that's what Jesus kind of means when he says that he wishes we were one or the other, hot or cold, and not lukewarm. He wishes that, I think that he's trying to say basically that he wishes that he either wants the really strong relationship with you, like the on fire, all in for him, and he's all in for you, versus you being not all in for him, but he's all in for you. You get what I'm saying? And like, I think that he's basically like how I just said, I'd rather be single than be in a relationship that isn't 100% me and the person all in for each other. I think Jesus is basically saying that, you know, this person don't have a relationship with him, but that doesn't bother him as much as someone that's claiming they have this relationship with him and yet they're not going all in for him. You know? Like, I just thought that was a good way to put it. At least how I translate this verse, and I think that's what Jesus is kind of showing me. And also another thing when I was talking about works. When we're all in for Jesus and we love him with our whole heart and we keep him first, that's what I call like on fire for him, hot for Jesus. And basically because we love Jesus so much and we have this relationship with him and we're all in for him, our priorities are going to stem from what Jesus wants us to do, basically. I love Jesus, so I'm going to go tell people about Jesus. I'm going to go hold the door for some person. I'm going to go, be nice to somebody. Donate to good causes to help people because I love Jesus. But think about it, if you're lukewarm and yeah, you got the relationship with Jesus, but are you keeping Jesus first? Do you love Jesus wholeheartedly like he loves you? Because then if you're lukewarm, I feel like you'd be going around being like, I gotta do this because I'm with Jesus. Okay, I'll give the money to the church, or I'll do this, but I don't want to. Your heart's not in it. You're just doing it. Think of it in a relationship. This person that you're with, and you're just gonna, it's a lukewarm relationship, then you're just gonna feel like, okay, I have to kiss them, or I have to be nice to them, I have to help them out with this because I'm in the relationship, but I don't really want to do it. My heart's not in. Or versus the on fire relationship where you kiss the person because you love them. You hold the door open or get their door, bring them flowers because you want to show your care and love for them. You know, I know it's a lot of metaphors and stuff in this, but I felt that it was a really good way to view it, kind of. So basically, when you're on fire for someone, or for Jesus, for example, in a relationship, you're going to do the works because of the status of your relationship. And if you're basically, you're gonna do the works or not do them at all if you're, okay, I'm mixing myself up right here. Let me just be more clear with you. So the cold relationship, you're not going to be doing anything at all, okay? And I'm sure that makes Jesus sad that he doesn't have the relationship with you. But Jesus is literally saying, I'm about to spit you out of my mouth because you are lukewarm. Can we wake up to that? We're lukewarm. We have the relationship with him, but we're not all in for him. And that makes Jesus want to spit you out of his mouth. I think that needs to be a wake-up call, that we need to wake up. Hey, are we gonna go all in for Jesus or not? Because if we're not, then you might as well just be cold, okay? Just, there needs to be no lukewarmness in your relationship with Jesus. You need to be on fire for Jesus. You need to do these things for him because you love him and because he loves you. The works, you don't have to worry right now and stress because, like, I have to do these works for Jesus but I don't want to. No, you need to look at the problem, what it's stemming from. Go to that first, which is your status, your relationship with Jesus, where it stands. If it's lukewarm, then you need to focus on that instead of being like, okay, let me do more works to make Jesus proud. No, we need to be like, okay, how do I further my relationship with Jesus? How do I love him more? Because that's where it needs to start. You can get to the other stuff in the future, but right now it needs to be, how do I come on fire for Jesus?